I'm Paris Perminter, the publisher of DogTipper.com and the host of the weekly Dog Travel Experts radio show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And my specialty is saving money with your dogs and traveling with your dogs.
And my name's Rachel Phelps. I'm the publisher and founder of PrestonSpeaks.com, which is a canine travel and lifestyle website. And we travel all over the country with Preston, our West Highland White Terrier, little puppy, traveling the country to expos and sharing information about ways to save money while traveling with your pet.
And another thing, in saving money, you want to also know what not to cut back too much. Like, you don't want to cut back too much and necessarily buy the least expensive food, because sometimes more expensive food, you can serve less of it because there is more protein, there's more digestible elements in the food, and even though other foods may cost more, you may save money down the line. Of course, spay and neuter is a great way, perfect way to save money. You never want to cut back on vaccines because you're going to pay that money down the line. I know I was talking to our veterinarian the other day, and I know as people try to save money, sometimes they will try to skip those vet visits. But really, that you do save money by maintaining your veterinary schedule. And then, of course, travel. As I was mentioning, we host the Dog Travel Experts radio show every 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time here on Wednesdays. And John and I, my husband, are also writing Texas with Dogs, a guidebook about where to take your dog across Texas. And as we've been traveling, of course, we're always looking for ways to save money as well. And right now we're planning a trip to the coast. We're going to go to Port Aransas with our 2 dogs, Irie and Tiki. And this is a great time of year for you to go to the coast because we're in what's called in the travel industry shoulder season. In June, the prices in the hotels, Port Aransas, Corpus Christi, all those prices will go up as they reach peak season, high season for the summer. But right now, until almost right before Memorial Day weekend, then you are in the shoulder season and you can get a lot better prices on your hotel room. So there's just a few ways, and Rachel and Preston travel all over the country. They go to many pet expos, and so Rachel is always taking her Westie Preston, and she's got some more ways to save money as you travel with your dog.
Hi, I'm Rachel Phelps. I'm the publisher of PrestonSpeaks.com, which is an online pet magazine that features canine travel and canine lifestyle. And I've had the privilege to travel all over the country with my dog Preston, who's a West Highland White Terrier. I'm actually based out of Kentucky, and I think this year we're scheduled to travel about 25 to 30 different places this year with Preston. So we've looked for a lot of different ways to cut down on our travel expenses with him as we travel to all the expos. One thing is that I did some research to find out, well, how many people really travel with their pets? And according to PetRelocation.com, over 60% of pet people travel in one form or another, whether air, car, with their pet every year. So it's a very growing market, and a lot of people are looking for information on how to travel with their pets. But first, before you consider taking your pets somewhere, you need to really, your dog or your cat or whatever type of animal you're going to bring better than anyone else. And so don't set up your dog to fail. I have one dog, Preston, who loves to travel. He loves to meet people. But I have another Westie named Elvis, who this would be a nightmare for him. So he's much more happier staying at home with the kennel or the dog sitter. So kind of keep that in mind, because you don't want to take your dog somewhere and they're stressed out. Because if they're stressed out, you're going to be stressed out, and you're not going to enjoy traveling with your pet. And then also when you travel, make sure to always carry your vet records, because some places require those. Make sure you've got ID on them and extra leashes and whatever that they need to be comfortable. When you travel with a dog, research is key. It is not a time to wing it, because a lot of places have restrictions on where you can take the dog, or even what cities you can bring your dog into, especially if they're a pit bull breed. So, and then also other cities have restrictions on whether a dog can even sit on the patio out with you at a restaurant. So you really need to research it ahead of time. Hotels is another area you really want to do some research on. Just because you've stayed at one brand, one hotel in one city of a chain, and they allowed your dog, doesn't necessarily mean that the same hotel in another city will, unless the brand, such as Red Roof, has a company-wide policy that says dogs are allowed at every place. And with Red Roof, there's not a size restriction. So a 100-pound dog can stay with you, or a 10-pound dog. And also check the pet fees. Some hotels charge them, some don't. Some I've seen up to $250 non-refundable. So one great way to save money is to look at that ahead of time, and don't be surprised when you check in and they're like, okay, we need a non-refundable pet fee. Some other hotels charge non-refundable cleaning fees on top of the non-refundable pet fees. So one good tip I give is that even if the website lists all this, call ahead of time, talk to the front desk person, verify that, and then get that person's name. So when you do check in, if it's a different person, and there won't be any surprises, and you can say, well, I spoke to Jim last week and he said there's no fee. So a lot of times they'll work with you more if you know who you talk to. Also, some hotels only allow dogs to be in certain rooms. So they advertise they're pet friendly, but they may only have 5 rooms. So that's where you really need to plan ahead and book farther out to make sure you have those rooms. And most of those rooms are on the first floor, usually near some grass, a grassy area, and outdoor entrance. So it makes your life easier if you're in those pet-friendly rooms too. And also, don't overlook the boutique hotels, the bed and breakfasts, the independent hotels. A lot of them are more flexible about their pet policies as well.